So we have gone up to the streams, IO streams. Okay, two types of streams I told. One is byte oriented, another is character oriented. Byte oriented is a data input stream, data output stream. Character oriented I told input stream reader, buffer reader. Input stream reader, buffer reader. These two are character oriented streams and you know how to use them. First you have to use you create the object of a input stream reader. Input stream reader IR equal to new input stream reader in bracket you have to write system dot in because the system dot in is the stream object representing the keyboard. It's the stream object representing the keyboard. If we send anything to this system.in, automatically it goes to the keyboard. Okay. So next thing is the buffer reader. Buffer reader BR is equal to new buffer reader bracketed IR. So this is the second line you need to do. Why this buffer reader is required? Because this is a small storage place. To take one line of a text. It is a storage place. It will take a line of text. So when you write br dot read line function, will you use this one? Read line function. Then the line of text will be asked. So naturally, whatever you will give that will be stored in as a string, and you have to store it in a string variable that is s. Okay. So in that you have to store string s is equal to read line function. The next thing is whether we will take it as a keep it as a string or will change it to a number. If it's a name, then we will keep it as a string. If it's a number, we have to change it. What is the function for that? Parse int function. Parse int function you will use and you will put that s into it. Which class it belongs? Integer. Integer class it belongs. And we have to store in a variable, numeric variable. So that is suppose n. So int n it should be declared before. Okay. So if it is a name, we need not convert. If it is a text, number, we have to convert. We have more functions. We have more functions like parse double. It is in the double class. Parse float. It is in the float class. So float class, double class, integer class, character class, these are all classes. Every data type has a respective class. Every primitive data type 8 such primitive types are there. Everybody has its own class, which is called what? Which are called what? They have a name. They have a common name, that is wrapper class. They are called which classes? Wrapper classes. Wrapper class. Okay, so 8 such wrapper classes are present. So we just discussed about the character oriented streams. Byte oriented streams, I have told the example. You, Digvijay, please come forward. Digvijay. Byte oriented, I told scanner class, you can be regarded as byte oriented. Character oriented to only text string, only text the letters, the sentence. The byte oriented can take directly an integer, directly a double value, okay, like you are doing in scanner, using scanner class. Directly you are writing next double function, yes or no? In scanner you are writing next double function, next int function. You use the so you are taking directly bytes. That's why they are byte oriented. In the exam it may come, but what is byte oriented strings? You have to tell. Directly we can take bytes. You have to give example that we can directly take a double value which is 8 bytes long. Understood? So next thing is our data input stream, data output stream. Byte oriented. A program is given. A program is given in page number 215. Data input stream in is equal to new data input stream bracketed system.in. Can you see that 215 page, program number 8.2? Right? Data input stream in is equal to new data input stream bracketed system.in. Here only one line is sufficient. 2 lines are not needed. After that you have to use, it's a input function. It is a input stream, data input stream. So you have to use read or write function. Read function, input are only read function. So that in dot you can write a read int, directly read int function. Input stream reader, it is a reading oriented, right? Okay. Read, write. Write for what? Write for what? Write is for us sending output. Okay. So if it is a data output stream, you would have written write int function. Understood? So if it is a you can write another program. That is a homework for you. Data output stream. Use the data output stream. Data output stream out is equal to new data output stream bracketed. What do you write? System.out. Understood? It is there also, data output stream program. No, not given. That you can give. So in that case, if out is that object, out dot, you will use what? After that, what function you will write? Write int function. Suppose you have a variable int x is equal to 10. So write int x. Result, it has a write int function is a void function. So it doesn't give any, it is not returning anything, it will be written like that. It will be written like that. But this one, read int function, it is a non-void function. It is asking you a number and you are giving suppose int y. So it is returning a value. It is returning a value and you have to store that value. You are giving suppose 20. 20 is returned and should be stored in y. Which one? This one I am telling. So in this case, you are taking the value and storing in the y. Understood? You are taking the value, and in that case, in this case, you are showing the value. You are showing the value of x on the monitor, because when you write data output stream DSR or DOS, data output stream DOS is equal to new data output stream bracketed. What you have written there? System.out. So naturally the data will go to the monitor. So that means out.write ln function x will show the output on the monitor. So this is a different way of this is a println function, alternative to println function. Clear? Now we have a read int function. So let's discuss the prototype of both these. What will be the prototype of this one? Prototype will be, anybody can say what is the prototype of that one? Anybody will say what will be the prototype of this? Yes, very good. int, read int. What? Read int function, under it will be void or nothing. That is the prototype of this one. What will be the prototype of this one? What will be the prototype of this one? Yes? Void, yes, void. Void, write int, yes, in bracket, int x or int y. Okay? So in your book it is wrongly written. See this? Okay? Wrongly written or correct? Correct. Wait. Wrongly written this side. Right side, left side part, data output stream is written perfectly. Right side is wrongly written. Read int. Read int how? Void. The inside it will be void and int. Change it. Change all this. DOS. DOS, yes. Yes, sorry. I can change it here. I can change it here, out. Clear? So now we have finished this one. Now we'll move to we'll move to, okay, first let us come to this wrapper class. Because we have just mentioned about the wrapper class. Just we have mentioned about the wrapper class, let us finish past that one. This one in page 223. 223. 223. Listen. So I told how many wrapper classes are present? 8 wrapper classes. You see, which wrapper class object is first created in your book? Byte. Byte B. Next, what is created? Sort. What we are supplying? Some number we are supplying. Okay. How we get their value? How we will get their value? Yes. First object is what? B. B. Okay. So we have to write there, to get its value, we have to write what? B dot byte value function. B dot byte value function. B dot, you did not understand. Listen. You have created a byte object. What is the byte object name? B. Byte object name is B. So either you can print like this, system.out.println B dot attribute. We don't know the attribute name, what is inside in that class. In the byte class, yes. In the byte, not the byte function. In the byte class, listen. In the byte class, what attribute is present, we don't know. In the byte class, what attribute is present, so we cannot write B dot something. So you have to use its function. You have to use the function for doing that. The function name is byte value function, right? It will return the value. So you have to store in a byte type data, byte type variable. You have to store in a byte type variable. What is the second object? What is the second object you are seeing? Sort S is equal to new sort 170. How will you get back that 170? Similarly, S dot sort value, yes, sort value function, and you have to store in a variable. That is why it is written 80 dot double value function. Look at the book. 80 dot double value function is written. That is why, to get the underlying value of the variable. To get the underlying value of the variable, we are using the double value function. Understood? Yes or no? Okay. We have discussed byte value function of the byte class, sort value function of the sort class. Integer class has a parse_int function. Yes or no? Parse_int function. We have already discussed. So every class has a number of a function. Where you will get those classes? In the last of the book, you find it some classes. Wrapper class list may be there. See there. See. Deni. So in this book it is written methods in a wrapper class. First integer class it is giving. First method is the parse int, which is static is there. That is why we are writing integer dot parse int. This one byte value, just like the byte value function, we have a function int value function. Just like the byte value, we have a function called int value function. But that is not static. That is non-static. That's why we use the object. Parse int function. Another is the value of function. They are all present in all the classes. Value of functions. Value of function will take a string and it will give the object of the integer class. Value of function takes a string and convert it to the object of integer class. Then toString function. There are two number of toString functions. One is static toString function, another is non-static toString function. Okay. Static toString function will take a number, take an integer and convert to it string. Non-static toString function will not take anything, only convert to string. Okay, so let's use them. With this, we'll use this four functions. First function is the parse int. Already we have used. Second function is the value of. What I told you of the value of. What I told for the value of. It's a static or non-static? Static or non-static? Static. So we'll write integer. Integer dot value of. What it will take? String. Double quoted 20. What it will convert to? It will convert to object. So integer object. So integer object. Then it is written two string of function. One is static, another is the non-static. Static. How we use the static? Integer. We have to write the class name. Integer dot. Okay. toString. toString. What it takes? What it takes? No. What it takes? int value. It takes int value. Suppose it is taking 30. Right? What it returns? It returns a string object. Yes. Object 2. There is another function, toString function. non-static two-string function. So it will be doing like this. OB dot. What to write? Two-string. OB dot. I am using this OB. This OB is having how much? 20. Underlying value inside the OB is 20. I want to get back the 20 and convert it to a string again. That is OB dot only two string function over. Okay. String OB3. Huh? What? No parameter. You are already taking that 20, no? 20 is in there inside. 20 is there inside. Clear? So the wrapper class are finished. But let me discuss another thing which is very important. That is character wrapper class. Character wrapper class. It has some methods. You take out that character class. What is the first function you see? Is digit. Yes. Is it static or non-static? Static. So how we will use it? Character dot is digit. Yes or no? In bracket what it takes? Character. So I can supply a character. Okay. What I write? Character dot is digit. I have to supply a character P within single quotes. Now it will be converted to what? It will show, give you, it is a letter or digit, yes or no? Now what it will give me? What is the return type? Boolean. So I have to store in a Boolean variable. Boolean Z. Boolean Z. Z false, false will come. It's not a digit. P is not a digit. What is the second one? Is letter. If I will apply the is letter here, true. Next one, is letter or digit. If I apply there, it will be true. Then is uppercase. Static or non-static? Static. Similar use. Next, uppercase. Similar use. Huh? Similar use. Next, white space. White space. Nothing is there. That is a space. Or backslash T is there. Tab. Backslash N is there. Okay. New line. They are all white spaces. Two lowercase. Similar use. Next. Two lowercase. Yes. At two lowercase, taking character, but returning what? Character. Here will be different. Not two lowercase returns the character. So it will be here char. Only difference is char. Understood? Next one. Two uppercase. Any other is there? No. So with this wrapper class, character wrapper class, this wrapper class chapter is over. Next class we will see about try catch.